Okay, we're going.
Hello, Miguel. So nice to see you. We are in Hull for the first round of the British Open. First of all, welcome to the lovely
Thank
Hull.
you.
um, you just had a sort of very heavy period. You went, very, very active on the circuit. Um, you finished in Chicago. You were a bit tired. Now, what are your goals for the rest of the season and this tournament in particular, and the rest of the season? Where do you see yourself? Do you see, what do you see yourself doing?
Yeah, I have two more tournaments coming up, the British Open and Il Guna. When I was a kid, always my dream was to play the World Series event. So I'm in the top eight right now. So that's why I'm not playing any more tournaments. I'm focusing in the World Series event. And in particular, in this event, I'm playing tomorrow Rafael Kandra from Germany from the first time. And if I win that match, I would play maybe the winner of Daryl Selby or Mohamed Abulgaur. I lost with Daryl Selby last year in Delgona, 3-2 encounter. So I have to take match at a time, and but my goal is make the quarterfinals to play again with Mohamed Sherbagi.
Okay, so when you started your career, when you were a young player, I think you were coming from a very sportive family. They were all into sports, and your mum is very, involved in your career. I know she had a surgery recently. What happened?
Yeah, she had an accident last Saturday. There was a cyclist going down the hill, and she was doing some exercise with her friend, and so the speed of this guy was ridiculous going down, and suddenly he saw my mom, and they crashed together, and the pedal of the cyclist go in her leg and was very deep. So she had a surgery that day, Saturday. She has to stay in the hospital for 3 days, and she has to be away from the activity for 8 weeks. And she's very active, so that's
Yes.
why
Yes.
she's very like
Yeah.
nervous, and she has to do something. When she was in the
Yeah.
hospital, the nurse came and say, "Okay, I'm here to help you shower," and she goes say, "You don't see my hair? It's already wet. I already shower." So she's very independent, and yeah, but I'm glad she's fine because I was very very nervous, and we were very worried that week, but fortunately I was there in Bogota for that week, and she's recovering right now. Yeah.
Okay. How how has she been involved in your career? What Of course she's your mom, but what has she done for you? Physical wise and training wise. Did she? Because she's a personal trainer as well,
Yeah,
isn't
she's
she?
a personal trainer back home, and she has done a lot for me because she motivates me. The discipline that I have, it's because of her. When she was 20, when she was 20, her weight was 80 kilos. She was fat, and suddenly she changed her habits and the way she was eating, and yeah, now as you know, she's very fit. She has a very disciplined routine every day. She runs, even if she has to work 5 6 hours a day with her students. She takes some time to do the exercise in the gym or outside. She loves to go round running outside, even if it's, I don't know, 80 degrees. She doesn't matter, and she runs. So my family is obviously my dad, who taught me how to play squash when I was 4 years old. I got involved with this sport because of him. Um, they never put pressure on me to play squash, but when I turned 8 years old, I played my first national tournament in Colombia, and I won it. So I started playing a lot of national tournaments, and my first international tournament was the Canadian Junior Open. I won it when I was 10 years old. So they support me when I was a kid, and at the age of 19, when I finished my junior career, I joined the PSA, and when I took the decision to play as a pro, they supported me, and they knew the sacrifices that I had to make to be a pro.
It was not easy. I remember a tournament in Manchester. It could have been the British Open where you were very, very stressed, very, very depressed because you were missing your family. You're very, very close, aren't you? Do you remember that day? You were really upset, and you just said, "I want to go home. I want to go home. I miss my family." Do you
Yeah,
remember day?
that was 2014, if I'm not wrong, because I had to come back to play the Central American Games. I think it was Qatar and then Central American Games in Mexico. Then I flew to Manchester. Yeah, and that's true. I'm very close to my family. I don't know. Maybe I think it's the culture. The Latin culture is different from the American, European. So.
How did you manage to, come from Colombia, which is not, there's not so many athletes in squash, and it's like, how do you train? It's like Oli Tuominen, playing in Finland on his own, and Diego on his own. So those people just arrive from nowhere. How did you do it? What mental strength, or what did it take from you?
Well, first of all, it was my dad, because I think when I started playing the tournaments, and I saw that I was winning the tournament, the national tournament, the junior tournaments. I said to myself, I can be more than this.
Can be good, yeah.
I can be good, yeah. So I started dreaming more and said, okay, I wanna become squash pro, and then I wanna be in the top 100, top 50, top 20. So every year I was pushing and putting goals, and I was achieving those goals. And yeah, I think the discipline and was the key of this, because when I have something in mind, I have to achieve it, and I have to do it, and no matter the obstacles. Because when I was a kid, it was difficult to find sponsors, especially in a sport where like the squash, where you cannot find a real sponsor. So I had to invest with the prize money, and my parents, they were helping me. My mom used to have a spinning room with like 20 bikes for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years out of the city. So we sold that gym in order for me to support me.
That's
because
amazing.
when I finished my junior career, I went to Toronto to train and study English in the morning, and train with Jonathan, Graham, Shahir for 6 months. So that's what they did for me, no? So no matter what, I always wanted to, be first of all top 100, top 50, and I joined PSA when I was 19, and after 1 year I was top 100, and yeah, I knew that if I wanted to be better, I had to leave Colombia. So that's why I start to see different people. Like I went to Jonathan Power a few weeks. I went to Italy 2 months with Marcus Barrett. When I'm in England, I try to come before, and I'm with James Wilstrop. Sometimes he helped me. And in 2011, I started going to Orlando with David Palmer. I also trained with Sardar Ali Khan from Pakistan, who he helped me in Colombia, because he used to coach in Colombia for 4 years. So it's been a long process. It's not easy, because all the advantage that have all these European players and the Egyptians, they have a lot of players, and they play together. So it's easy for them to grow and to get that level. So I had to leave Colombia, or maybe be away from home for 1 or 2 months to reach my dreams.
And tell me how you met the president, because that is quite amazing. How, you know what I mean? It's what led you to be in it? Because it's not once you've met him, it's
usually
it's not a good friend, that is somebody that you get.
Usually when I play for Colombia, like Central American Games, Bolivarian Games, Pan American Games, World Games, the president invited some athletes from the Colombian committee sport thing, and he usually gives the flag to any like icon athlete to carry the flag
Yeah,
for
yeah,
for
yeah.
these games. So 2015, I played the Pan American Games
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I won my first gold medal in Mexico,
That must have
Guadalajara.
been huge.
That was
That
huge,
must have been
huge.
huge.
That was the first gold medal for
Yeah.
the squash in the history, right? So 4 years ago, 2015, there was like 5 athletes like in a ladder, and the people start to texting and saying, okay, we want this guy
This one, this one,
to
this
carry
one.
the flag. So I won it. That was really good for me.
Yeah.
And
Must have been a great
I was
moment for your
pretty
parents as
proud.
well.
Yeah. So I visited the president a lot of times, and he used to play. He used to play squash. He loves squash. The doctor said, he told me that the doctor said once, "Oh, you have to stop playing squash because your knees are not good." Um, but yeah, he was involved in the squash long time ago. He has a squash court in his condominium.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the tournament in Cartagena, he was going to watch the final, but he said, "No, I'm not going because there is 2 Egyptian players, so I'm not going to cheer for Egyptians." So because because that day he was in Cartagena doing some stuff. So maybe next time. But yeah, he's very close, and when I go to his house, to the big house, we are trying to make an appointment and play one day. That's what my one friend
That's the
says.
goal.
That's the goal.
Now you have a
Play-
goal. Now you have a goal.
Play with the president.
Tell me a bit about Tecnifibre now. How long have you been, using Tecnifibre products? What is the relationship with that brand? And talk to us about your new racket.
Yeah,
because that's very important for everybody.
It's been great. I think I've been with Tecnifibre for more than 5 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. And today, now we are showing the new Dinergy, and I'm in the face car, which I think was one of my dreams as well when I was a kid.
How does it feel? You're looking at the racket and you think,
And it has
that's me.
and I have
Mum,
my
look.
and I have my signature as well. They personalize, but it's in my racket. But yeah, I think that the result of these things is all the hard work that I put in my career. I started when I was 8 years playing tournaments, and now I turned 30 last December. And yeah, I think Tecnifibre now is one of the biggest company in the world for the squash. And my dad is the distributor as well in Colombia. We are doing great, not only in Colombia but in South America. After breaking the top 10, I think was really important for the company because Tecnifibre used to sell a lot of rackets in Europe, but now that I'm the best player in America, they have
into that market.
exactly into that market in America, in Latin America, like Ecuador, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico now. So yeah, I'm really happy to help them to make them bigger in the company in this area, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling happy because I always wanted to have like this kind of racket. Tomorrow I'm gonna play my first round with this racket.
Is it the first time so you're using it?
Yeah, I've been training with it like 3 weeks ago after Chicago, but actually they sent me a few rackets like at the end of the year, 2015, to try them. But I really started training with them 3 weeks ago.
And how is the feel? How do you feel with it? Is it a bit change with the one you had before? Or?
Yeah, it's not the same because the head is a little bit bigger, and it's a little bit, the neck is thicker.
Yeah.
But I think it has more power. It gives you more power.
Okay.
Some shots are better when I used to play with a Carboflex. So hopefully tomorrow will be a great weapon.
Like you said, now you're 30. You just turned 30. What are your goals for your career now? Not like you said, you always set up goals
Yeah.
for yourself. where do you see yourself now, next year, the following year?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, at the end of the season, at the end of the year, sorry, I want to come back to the top four,
Yeah.
top 5, but maybe no. I want to reach number 3 now because I already reached the number 4, and make a final and win a World Series event. I already made 3 semifinals. The first one was TOC last year, then the British Open last year, and Chicago this year. So now my goal is make a final of a World Series event, win the tournament, uh, make the Dubai World Series finals, and in 2 3 years getting closer to that number 1, number 2, and yeah, I think all my process is been slowly because usually the Egyptian players they reach this level when they are, I don't know, 21, 22, 23. But I go step by step. I think I've learned a lot of things during my career, in my life. Now, I think nowadays it's more mental than technical or strategy. I think you have to be consistently, and you have to know that you have the same abilities that the other players, and yeah, I'm doing my best to try to reach that level.
Thank you very much, Miguel.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.